journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, folks, looking good, Billy Ray, feeling good, Louis. We're going to be talking about bonds and notes here for our good friend Tommy T over there in North Dakota. Actually, he's in Minnesota now, but here's where we are. We had a high up here, and then we had a pretty big break. There's where we're sitting now here on the Treasury notes. If you go from your last low here to this high right here, we're setting, we hit the 786 yesterday and also the 786 today. Now, I originally thought that that could possibly be a 382 here. You see that? And it didn't stop. It just kept going down. So that tells us that we're still going lower. If we look at this on the hourly basis, we'll get up here and take a look at that. You can see after we had that break, look what all we've been able to do here off of these last few days. I'll get up here, you'll be able to see we're right up here making a 382 retracement there yesterday, right on the money, and now we're still going lower. So there's no buy coming in here yet on the Treasury notes. Now, let's get over to the Big Daddy Rabbit, which happens to be the Treasury bonds. These trade, these are the preferred method of trading because there's more, less open interest, but the size of the contract is bigger. So let's just get this out of the way. We did the same thing we did before. I wanted to see, let me refresh this, folks. Folks, I know that you guys that get the videos each day are a little disappointed because it's Google, folks. I do the best I can, but they change something every day. I couldn't send videos out today for some strange reason. Somebody decided that something had changed, and so they put something into the program that changed everything, and I'm trying to get it fixed. But if you don't get a video from me today, please don't worry. I will get it fixed. I'm not sure when it'll be, but there was a number we were looking for here. As you can see, we broke that 2 days ago. We had that little rally right here. This little rally was the 382. So let's look at this on the hourly. Okay, and I'm hold on one second. There's your 382 from yesterday. Okay, now we're heading down. That means that we're going to be going down lower, folks. You know, unfortunately, we had the bonds sold here, but we got stopped out 2 ticks from the high. And you can see there it goes right there. It's still going lower. Going to write the ABCD in right here, and this is where I think we're going to be heading down here in these bonds, which is to go, my goodness, this is way down here, 112. Wow, this is not a good sign, folks. I don't know why anybody want to buy those. Yeah, it looks like this is pretty low. Thanks for Tom for letting me see this because I haven't been able to do it. I'm trying to fix all these problems, and as a juggler, I've got so many balls in the air. I couldn't get Dropbox to work. I couldn't get Google to work. All right, let's get back. You don't hear my problems. Okay, that's the bonds. Don't even look at the bonds yet, folks. Don't look at them. Maybe they changed from here, but looking at this daily chart, I don't think so. There's a 50% retracement here that everybody's looking at. I think that's the one that they're watching. But after that 382 there, that doesn't make any sense. That tells us that we're ready to go lower than higher. And we know that they need more money because there's more bullets. They need more bullets, more men, more boats, more of everything. So that's why you're looking at some of these things. Let's get back onto the market here. Here is the NASDAQ. You'll know here on Sunday, we made this big ABCD pattern right here. In fact, all of them made ABCD patterns on Sunday night. We pointed that out on the video, and there it is right there. All of them did it. We've had a really strong rally now. This is a 3-day rally, 8th, 9th, 10th. 11th. This is actually the 4-day rally. And if you mark it off from the high, from right back in here, we went right up to the 50% level, just a tiny bit above it, where we're standing right now. Okay, now if we start getting above here, there might be something different, but right now it looks the short side should be the place to do it all. Now we're going to take a look here at the Dow Jones. Here's the same thing in the Dow Jones. There was our ABCD coming in here. And as you can see, oopsie daisy, that's an hour. And you need to get this on the 4-hour chart, cowboy, if you're going to. All right, there's where we are. Let's get this out of the way so we can start fresh. Okay, there's our high way back here. We went from 50,600. Just a minute. Here's, I got to get Byron off my case. Would you like to be on my radio show today, cowboy? I'm doing the radio show now. Hey, they just heard that. I've just been banned. Oh my God, they're coming after me now. No, I'll talk to you later, brother. Yeah, bye. He used the S word on the air. Okay, anyway, here's where we were. There's where this is where we were on the 3rd. Look, there was a beautiful 382 retracement right there on that day right there, okay? Now, what that did was it told you that the ABCD was going to measure down into here somewhere, okay? So that's what you want to do. You want to measure that ABCD. There's your ABCD, and came in right about spot on that one right there, just off the. Now, if you looked at the daily, this was below it by just a little bit, but this is all we've been able to do so far, folks. Now, stop and think now. We've been rallying one day, 2 days, 3 days, 3 strong days, and all it's been able to do in that time frame is to come up and make a 382 retracement just a little above it. That's not a good sign, folks. Here's where we are right now. Okay, that's another one that we have to be watching. All right, let's take a look at one more. I know this is boring to you, but, boring is how we try to make our living. So let's get up here, take a quick look at it right here. Paula T will be our guest at the break here, and we'll be going on with that. There's our Russell. See, they're still way above our lows here on Sunday in the Russell. See that? Tremendous move. This was telling you the market was strong because you had these 382 retracements. You had one here, and you had one here. Now you've broken through that one, so that tells you, yes, there was a little bit of downward movement coming. But that told you Sunday night, right there. That was the key. And boom, away it went. And I pointed that out in the video. Well, even you probably didn't get the video, but I'm doing the best I can. That's so 100% of my frustrations in this business, folks, is related to this technical stuff because I'm not. And I go into the supermarket and I see these 4-year-old kids playing these games with their little fingers moving faster than I can think. And I can't do any of that. Well, that's the way it goes. All right. Now, we had some trades today that were absolutely knockout trades, folks. I hope you did get the video because just a second, this might be it. Window, I've got to get them up here. 1 second. Window, tile, vertical. Got the break coming up here. But the number one trade today was this one, folks. This was in the gold. It was just absolutely perfect. Look at this. This is an hourly chart. And you made a perfect ABCD right at the exact 382 to within $1, folks. Went $1 lower, and then it rallied all the way up here, $60. Anyway, we'll try to talk about that when we get back, so stay tuned.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Okay, folks, I want to go over this trade here with the gold. First of all, I'm a short-term pattern recognition swing trader. I look at the dailies and all the stuff, but I make my living by trying to find trades that line up during the day. Now, I can't trade 3 or 4 things at a time. I used to try to do that, but I can't. I look for really good ones, and that's what today we had a good one. Now, look, if I'm buying this here, and I recommended when I bought this, you have to use a $20 stop. So at this point right here to that point right there, I had made twice what my original risk was. I don't know if you can hear that. I guess you can't, but that's, oh, he's right next to the window of the blower today. Today's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You see it went right up to this level right here, and I didn't sell it right here. I sold it right there. So I picked up a quick $35, and that was a nice trade. And now the market's come back down. Now, had I wanted to, I could have bought it back at this 786 retracement that we made. There it was right there. 61. I could have done that, and then my risk is smaller, you see. So that's it. Now, here's something else that's really important, okay? You know, years ago, we didn't get these charts like this until 1983. Before that, there was a Bunko Ramo board in a boardroom, or you had Western Union ticker tapes. I had the Western Union ticker tapes for the Merck and the Board of Trade. So this is a 13-minute chart. Now, let's just go down. We're going to go down in time. We're going to go to the 4-minute chart. Still pretty nice. Now we're going to go down to the 1-minute chart. Uh-oh, lots of activity here. And then let's do it one more. And I want to show you why all this is important. Go to the time frame here, and we are going to go, oh, where'd they do? They took it off. They used to have a tick chart on here. Shut the front door. Oh, they used to have a tick. Is this it? No, no. Shucks, that's based on volume. Just a minute. Wow, they used to have a ticker tape on this. Well, we'll go back to the 1 minute. You can't trade a 1 minute chart, folks. I know you think you can, but these are so fast that you just can't really do much with it. Look at this. You can see the ABCD is really nice. This time I'm making look at that. It goes exactly to the exact price. Now you have to have your orders setting right there at that point in order, and you got to shade it by a little bit in order to get long. Okay? So that's why, where you can look at these smaller patterns, then it gives you an idea of where you are. But I don't think you can am I not getting data? Oh, yeah, I am getting data. It's just very quiet right now. So that was that. Okay, and then the market has a real strong move. So what do we say? It'll go to the 382. You move up here. And what does it do? It went right to the 382, and it looked pretty good. But look what happened after the 382 broke. You see, that meant we started to come down, and the answer is if we have a 382 like this and it breaks, right, then we know the trend has changed. So the first really good rally back should be and could be and might be the actual 382. So we go back and look at that, and then you'll be looking at it. Now, if you think that you can be following the S&P and gold and crude oil all at the same time, good luck to you. The reason why I've done this over the years is my degree was in pharmacy, and then I worked for Lilly for 11 years. But in 1970, I realized that with this ABCD, I had a way of making a living. Now, I had a I had a Wells Fargo, Western Union ticker tape for the Board of Trade, because it was much bigger than the Merc. Up until in the 80s, the Merc took over with currencies and T-bills and gold and of course the S&P. But I was doing Board of Trade. I was trading corn and soybeans and stuff like that, and cattle. Well, cattle was at the Merc. But anyway, that's what I was doing. I knew these little ABCD patterns, and I kept listing of them. I could sell them here, buy them there. And I was making $700-800 a day. That was more than I was making in Lilly. So I knew I could make a living. Then when these charts came out like this in 83, I said, this is wonderful. The wonderful part came in 1995 when they changed the commission schedules. See, back when I traded, this cost $50 to get in and $50 to get out. That's $100. Because I was trading through Merrill Lynch at the time before I, realized that these Merck firms were a lot better. But now you're trading for $3-4 round trip. So you're just like a floor trader or a member, and you don't have to worry about all that. So that's why I'm telling you, you can look at the 1 minute charts, but they're really hard to trade off of. You want to be watching for ABCDs. That's what you want to be looking for. And if you start to find those, it'll help you. Now, ABCDs work on a lot of things, because now if you looked at that, you go to the hourly, you're going to see ABCDs all over the place, okay? There's on the way up, there's A, B, C, D, okay? Here's another one, A, B, C, D right there. There's your A, B, C, D right there. Another A, B, C, D right there. The one we have right now, and that's what I do. And sometimes they work, sometimes they don't work, but they do work. That's why John and I did the Floor Traders Handbook, because it proves that these things work about 65% of the time. Show me a baseball player that backed 650. Show me a golfer that wins 65% of the tournaments. Can't do it. But this you can do if you practice a little bit. All right, let's get this out of the way here. Paula T will be our guest here in a minute. We did a trade yesterday. If you remember, we closed out a trade. Get that daily chart up here. For those particular reasons, get the daily up. There was the trade that we were doing. We bought this down here at 133, and we sold it right there. And the reason why we sold it, it was up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Okay, this one 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. This one is only 1, 2, 3, 4 days. So Larry Williams did a whole study on this stuff way back in the mid-70s, where he said, what are the odds of a market that goes up 3 days in a row reversing? Okay, that was like 60%. 4 days in a row, 70%. 5 days in a row, 80%. All the way out to day 8. If it's up more than 8 days, stop counting, because it could go a hell of a lot longer. We've seen stuff like that happen in crude oil and all the other stuff. But you got to match it with the pattern, and that'll help you get a little bit of timing involved. But what I am doing now, I'm watching this closely, because it's already backed off more than the 382. I believe it did, because I thought I heard the beeper go off, or it's right there right now. Because if it's right there now, I am going to buy it. Yeah, it went below it a little bit. Well, it went below it. We're sitting at right now. I should buy it, but I'm just too tired. I'm so tired of fighting with Google and Dropbox today that I just don't have any energy to really get into that. Okay, so we'll move that out of the way. I covered the gold, the 10 minutes, the stops, the dollar stops, the ABCDs. Okay. Those are the main things that I wanted to cover here. Now, we got Paula T coming up, and I've got some other things to cover when she's finished with hers. Let's look at our stock market here. Here's where we are with the Dow Jones so far this morning. Let's get this up on a smaller time frame. We'll just put this in like this. And it looks like we should be getting ready to possibly start a rally here. Now, we've had it's not fitting. There was your high of the day, but right now it's sitting there. You made a nice ABCD today from the high to the low. That you can see there's where you went to. There's where your ABCD measured. Now you're having the rally. So here's where we are. We're in the rally right now. Let's forget this red line for a minute, okay? I'm just looking at this from a standpoint. Paula T's on next, folks. We'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors. This portion of Trade What You See is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Okay, I believe we have Paula T. Webb in the house today. Paula, how are you? I hope you're there, Paula. Doesn't look like I made it today, so hold on. Let me double check with see if what we're doing. I think, she's got some technical problems. Son of a gun. All right, let's just not worry about that. I'm not seeing the messages because I can't see the messages and show at the same time, buddy. So let me get this back up here, and we'll continue looking on with these patterns that we're looking at because we have something interesting going on. Well, it's interesting to me. Hold on, here's where we are. This was the Dow Jones that we were looking at right here. Now, what I did was, you see how it's been following this over the last several hours? I'm assuming that is what we were watching right here. What I did is I went and matched it up with the NASDAQ, and it was doing the same thing. So that tells us that we have a probability of the market moving down. These are just key times, folks. You can do that yourself very, very simply by just going and go to the just go to a 15-minute chart, just like this. This is what our MIPS computer did. And now what you have to do is you have to take the action of what happened on Tuesday. Okay, so the key points on Tuesday was this high right here at 5. This was right at the opening. That's always an important one. There's your 12 o'clock. So you got 1, 2, 3 spots to look at. All right. So what you do now is you skip a day. You don't go to Monday. Okay. You don't go to Tuesday, you don't go to Sunday, you go to Friday. And then you go to Friday and you try to match the day. Well, there's your opening. That's always matched. There's your 5 o'clock one, and then the other is the 12 o'clock. So when you start to see that, it's pick this up, and then it moves it forward into the future. The way a MIPS computer works, MIPS means millions integers per second. It was made by Intel. The computers cost $6,000 back in 89 and 90 when we first started doing this. And all we did was just put the numbers in. Everything was numbers. 20-min was set there, day after day, looking at that stuff, night after night, watching how the numbers moved around. And that told us, that's how we came up with some of these harmonic numbers that work pretty good. It also works with time. The difference is time is the most elusive, because when you get time right, the rest of it is history. But getting the time right is not easy. But we work with price because that's what they're telling us right here. Time doesn't tell us very much, but the price does. So that's why we're watching it. So here's what we're doing so far today. In the Dow Jones, when the market opened way up here yesterday, okay, here's today's action. So today's action, if you'd have been ready, you got to move down. So check. See, there was a nice 382 there last night, and look at this morning. There was your 382 this morning before the open. Look at this, all this wild action in the open, and it still went lower. Okay, so what that's doing now is, you can see from the early morning trading in the Dow, it's been negative almost all day. We got lower tops and lower bottoms. That's a negative market. So that's why I'm focusing on the short side of looking at that. Okay, I hope that helps. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but it's all things. Now let's take a, someone's ringing the bell. I think PT must be in the house. Paula T is in the house. Paula, welcome.
Yes, hello, I'm here. How are you?
I'm not sure. Paula, you know, we've known each other for well over 40 some years. And, you know, when I'm tired, I put a couple of trades on today at work, but I was so frustrated with the technical part of the videos, trying to get them out. It was so bad. And no matter what happened, I said, this is going to be one of those days. And I could see Mark standing behind me, turn off the machine, turn off the machine. But unfortunately, we got to work here with TFNN, which I love to do. So tell us what you're looking at today, darling.
Hey, I'm just looking to, share some wisdom here and have a good time and rock and roll for a few minutes before I head out. I have been called on duty, so I only have a few minutes to share. But, just one of the things I want to remind people is that, you have to trust in yourself. And especially for traders, if you're subscribing to anyone else, not you, of course, Larry or me, but anyone else, take anything they say, other than us, take everything that they say with a grain of salt, because a lot of these folks on the internet do not have proven track records, and they are not necessarily top notch. Such as yourself, Larry, who's been in the industry forever, as well as myself, who's been in half of forever. But the bottom line is we bring the truth to the current markets. And, unfortunately, we're going through some very interesting times, and it is what it is. But the bottom line is if you trust yourself and you follow your instinct, let's say you're subscribing to someone who gives you some setups, and some of those setups you agree with and some of them you don't, then don't take the ones you don't agree with. Okay? That's your instinct telling you that's not a good setup for you. Oh. And that's the way it works. It's really that simple. We humans make it more complicated by overthinking and rethinking and, well, what about this time frame and what about that time frame? And that's not the way it works. So if you trust your instinct, guys, all of you folks out there, if there's something that doesn't resonate with you, to use one of Mark's words, resonate, if there's something that doesn't click with you, then just don't use that setup. It's real simple. And same with the methodology. Now, most of the people that I've sent to you, Larry, they like your methodology because it's simple and it's easy to understand and it's easy to use. Whereas a lot of these other methodologies, might be a little more complicated. Just depends on how your mind is wired, what fits for you. Yep. Okay. So all I'm saying, guys, is that you gotta, you gotta ask yourself, am I in this to make money or am I in this to be right? Am I willing to embrace my warrior spirit? Because we enter into a battle every day in the markets, don't we? A financial battle.
Yeah. And your biggest enemy is yourself.
Right. So, and the second question, which is where we're leading everybody nowadays, moving forward with our materials, is ask yourself, am I willing to create uncommon wealth and elevate my profit taking using my higher power? Now, you may not think you have a higher power, but you do. So each and every one of you out there, I want you to think back to a time when you followed your instinct and it brought a good result. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you start making a list of those times where you followed your instinct, when a map was telling you to go a different direction, but you chose that way and you avoided an accident. Let's just say that's a good example. That's a simple example. And it's no different with your trading. If you follow your instinct, you're always going to be a winner. And that's what I teach. So if you think and you feel that those are in alignment, then you'll always be a winner.
Yep. First thing you got to recognize is the mistakes that you make. As soon as you correct those, you're going to be fine, because most people don't. They hope and pray that, something will turn around, and it usually doesn't. So anyway, that's really good. Now tell me, people don't, well, hey, sweetie, we'll have you on next week. Okay, babe?
Okay,
babe,
take care.
Babe, sorry about that. I didn't mean that as a dodgy or anything, okay?
No problem.
Thanks, PT. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening Call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Okay, folks, we're going to go through these chart here of the crude oil. Remember, we bottomed here on crude oil back here on the 26th of February, and then we had this rally, doubled in price. We got to 119 and change. So look what happened from the high here. You came down and you made your first 382. There's your 382 right here. So you came down and you made the 382 again. It looked like it was going to be okay, but then you had a little bit of a rally here exactly at the 382. That was your first one. That gave you that target. Then you had another ABCD right there. Okay, then you have another one coming down right here that stopped at the 78% level of the low that we had right back here on April. You can see it there, April the 26th, February 26th. Let's get the months right, Pesavento. Anyway, there's where we are. Here's what's happening right now. This was the thing we were covering on the video this morning. There was another move up. Here's our 382 that we're waiting for, which is up here at 93. Now, just stop and think, folks. $93 a barrel. We were just at 60. The margin's been raised incredibly quite high, but let's just blow this up here. If you think this is going to get there, look for a buy that would come down in here. That's what I was trying to do this morning, and I'll just show you what happened and how I was looking at it, because I had a couple things that I was watching. Okay, there is a number that I'm looking for, and here's a number where we were. All right, now this is early this morning. This had not happened as of yet. Okay, now what happened was after the market. Oh, God, please don't do this to me. Not another computer problem. I'll get that straightened out. Okay, so that went from this high to down to right there, and it stopped right there. Now, we also have an A, B, C, D. So what I'm going to do now is go down to a 13-minute chart and see how that A, B, C, D was forming. And there it is right there. There's your A, B, C, D forming right there. Okay, so going to put that in here. There's AB equals CD coming in right there. 83.50 was a number. It went down to 82, so it went $1.50 below it. But you had this big move down here. If you'd have put the order in, you had a profit before you had anything else because there were some stops there, and that was it. I would have been to be buying at the 382. Let's just see how close we came to it. See, it went through the 382 by quite a bit, $2. I guess that's why it didn't get filled. Now, after this happened, you'll notice from that low to this one right here, what did we do? We came right back to the old 382, and that's the one that has been the easier one to trade so far. That's what I'm trying to do when I'm watching these videos, to get the folks to look at it. Because if you're watching, stop and think, folks, you're trading something that's worth $88,000 a barrel, okay? That's a lot of money, $88,000. It costs you, margin on it now is about $12,000. Well, it's a little higher than that now, but that's what you've got to be looking. You go to the smaller contracts, and that's look. So let's remember, and we'll learn from this, because we always do. That's what you do in this business. Watch this number right here, just like we watched gold when it hit it. Remember, that's all they're doing. So there's 93.32, and that's why you want to be watching it as we're paying attention to it here this morning. Okay, I hope that gives you some feeling for what I'm looking at anyway, and we'll be watching these as we go through. We've already covered the bonds. Where's my sheet, Larry? Where's my sheet? I talked about the 1 minute charts and stuff like that. The bonds, ABCD. Okay, let me just show you on the 1 minute chart. This is the E-mini S&P. You remember the work by Mandelbrot, fractal analysis? Okay, what he did was he used this because you see so many of these on 1 minute charts. Everything he did was based on ABCD, which he called the lightning bolt. The lightning bolt was this right here. There's ABCD, that's the lightning bolt. He watched for repetitions of that. But then he watched the smaller ones. He said the smaller ones lead to the bigger ones, because if you're watching this on a smaller time frame, look at this. You got ABCD, you got a 3 drive to a bottom there that we always call. There's your 1, 2, and I don't even look at 1 minute charts. But anyway, that's it. And then you just start looking for those patterns, and that's the ones that you want to try to be looking at. My assumption, I'm not telling everything's the right way to do it, but that's the way I try to do it. Is I look at my 13-minute chart. That's my go-to chart. And you do the 13-minute, and you're going to see some really nice ABCDs through here. You really are. Now, you got big gaps down, but since that time on the March 8th, look, there's your ABCD to the upside, ABCD to the upside. Here's your first big pullback. It's 382 off of this one right here. Okay, right there. Yeah, there it is. Well, it's a little bit better. There it is right there. Now look what happens when you break that 382. That changes the trend. Then you have the rally up, move down, and so far it's holding okay. And we just made a new low on the day on this last little run here, but we'll have to see how much. Well, we've already rallied 13 points from that. Let's see if that was ABCD off of this one right here. There's your AB leg. You got to use this one because it's lower. Pull that in like that. And the low should have been at 58, and the low was 52. So it's went a little bit below where we thought it was. But there was another ABCD right before that. There's another ABCD right here. AB equals CD. That one came right spot on the money. We rallied up, and now that's what we're going to find out how we're going to end up during the day. So that's what we're watching. Now let's take a look at the Japanese yen. We've had several requests for the currencies. We've already covered the pound. We're going to do the Japanese yen next. That'll be right here. We'll see how much above we are, that magical 158 level. We're up quite a bit above it. See, that's why we were out of that one. We sold that at 158.10, and we were out of it at 158.40, and now we're at 158.90, still moving higher. See, there was a pullback, boom. It just is still looking good, folks. That means the dollar is screaming in relationship to the Japanese yen. Now, if we look at that on relationship of the Australian dollar for our good friends over in Singapore, bring this up here, you'll see here, it's smoking again. Look, there's where we are. We went up, made the 1.618 number, and we backed off from that. Son of a gun. Isn't that amazing? There's your 1.618 expansion of this range right here. See that? The 382 right here? That's a daily, folks. We've been talking about this on the newsletter a lot. Now's your profit. There's your ABCD right there at that high. The high. Look at that. Right on the money. We'll refresh this. Maybe I'm wrong. I often am. Nope, there it is. Made a new high today and stopped exactly at that number. Boy, that ought to be a pretty good short sale. Let's look at this on the daily. Yep, it is. It's flat out is. That's what it is. I'd be selling the British pound here, or Australian dollar against the U.S. dollar is what I would be doing. Let's look at the dollar index. Let's check our time on the wall here to see what we've got here. Oh, we got 2 lifetimes to do that. We'll look at that dollar index real quickly and then take our time looking at it. Should be moving back up again. Yeah, so we backed off just a little bit in the dollar index, and now we're coming back pretty strong. Good done this. We'll be right back, folks. Stay with us.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, folks, we'll close the show looking at the dollar index. You can see here that we backed off to exactly the 382 level. Remember what Andrew Lowe says, markets repeat. If you can see, the last sell-off that we had was right there. Odds, chance favors a prepared mind that that's going to be that one, right out of Louis Pasteur's trade book. And you come and see within a couple of pips of being exactly correct, stopping exactly at the 382. Now remember, mathematics 382 precedes geometry, which is this. So that's why it's holding. So it still looks strong here. And as a matter of fact, the Australian dollar should be a pretty good sale looking at what we're doing. Now, ABCD is functional all through here, folks. You've got A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D. All of that fits into what we're trying to do here. There's another one here. A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D. You start to find them. You find a little gold mine. It's like going to medical school, law school, and dental school all at the same time. So let's try to remember that. Also, folks, let's say some prayers out here. We got some people in the old TFNN family that are having a little rough time with their health. I happen to not be one of them, but we'll take a look at that and send some white light out to everybody. Steve's wife has just had some surgery. She's doing pretty good, so that's good, but send some white light to her. So that's, I think, what we're about ready to wrap it up. 55 seconds. We've got to look at Apple. I didn't believe we had that much time left, Al. My bad. Let's get the Apple up here. The apple of our eye. See if it hit that magic. Was it 240, 252? No, it still bounced off. See, there's 252. We've had a little bit of a rally here. Sort of a dead cat bounce for 3 days, but that's a pretty big number. We should come out of here really strong. Well, we did for a couple days, but not too much right now. We'll see you on the flip side tomorrow, folks, and may God bless.